Hello, everyone. Welcome to our boring enterprise nerds Nerdletter talk, where myself, Elena Perfilieva, and my partner, Paul Moderman, we talk about the stories that are coming up in our Nerdletter probably next week. So we, as usual, have three stories each at minimum. Sometimes there is a bonus. So sit back and relax and enjoy our kind of chat around our stories of what's happening in SAP world and in tech in general. If that's okay with you, Paul, I will start with
G-
mine.
Kick us off, get us going.
All right,
Give the
sweet.
give the people what they
Yeah.
want.
Come on, get on it already. All right, so first story, this is a very interesting one. Gergely Orosz, whom I've already borrowed from him a subject once before. He wrote about pragmatic engineer, and I really liked that. So I had a story about this, I think, a couple of years ago. So
Mm.
going back to Gergely as a source of inspiration. And Gergely is a known developer. He worked at Uber, Skype, and he writes the Pragmatic Engineer newsletter, which is
I
pretty
follow
popular.
I follow and read that one. I like that one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, definitely if you're looking to read about development, Gergely is a very, very good writer.
Yeah.
But he posted on LinkedIn something that I was kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I'm also thinking about as well. So he's writing about the topics related to software engineering that you wish there was more talk about, but AI seems to drown it out. So I'm like, yeah, bro, like totally get you here because
Yep.
I feel the same way. It's like AI everywhere,
Yeah.
and we have been kind of a victim
I
to the
know.
same
And
trend.
by the way, I held myself to one AI thing this story or this
Awesome,
issue. So,
awesome.
whew,
So so
I'm
so
like
so we
managing
are
my
kind
own
of
problem. Yeah.
so we're reeling back kind of AI madness and trying to diversify our subject. So my first story will be kind of vaguely about this post and kind of, yeah, maybe let's let's talk a little bit more about other non-AI stuff. I definitely have
Mm.
a few words to say about this. So one thing that I just want to talk a little bit more in this video is staying close to users and customers. I have just returned from a road trip in West Oregon, which is totally awesome area I recommend to visit. Crater Lake National Park is
Oh
just
yeah.
amazing. So yeah, if you guys need like itinerary or something, some trail trips, hit me up.
Is Crater Lake the one that has the log that's floating vertically in the
Hmm,
lake? Okay.
might be.
I'll
I don't
I'll
know.
take
It's
I'll take the question offline
Yeah,
for
it's
us
it's
because
like the
there's yeah.
whole park is like a lake. Lake
Yeah,
and
yeah.
road
Okay.
around it, that's like the park. It's a huge, like ginormous lake, very beautiful, so really awesome. So super cold, there's like snow in July. So anyway, but um my point like here is every time I travel, I it kind of gives me some thoughts that come back to what I do as well and to
Mm-hmm.
development,
Mm.
user experience. I think it's always good to kind of relate our life experience to our work in
Yeah.
development
Yeah.
software engineering. So I think a couple of years ago, I actually wrote this post here for Mindset blog. It was about the airports. So I had to travel urgently. I went through lots of new airports for me and had some really kind of humbling experiences there. So I wrote a little bit about that. But this time with new trip, it was more like since we flew only once, it was more like hotel related. And I'm sure everyone can relate to this. Like you go to the hotel and some are really great. Some just do like hospitality great, like Vegas hotels are
Mm.
excellent, and many others. But some are like, have you guys like tried to like stay in your room maybe once, or just have you just tried to like like look at your hotel from the guest perspective, like just try to walk in and then walk into the room and maybe like try to use some stuff because it's like, and I know that seasoned travelers, they all already have their hacks around this, like, oh, I bring a binder clip so that I can close like curtains that can stay open. but it's like with users and user experience. Why do we constantly have to do this? Why do we have to
Yeah.
develop hacks? Like it's like freaking
Yeah.
hotel. It's not like rocket rocket
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
It's actually honestly it's very simple. The only thing you need to do is you just think about it from just look at it from the guest perspective. So,
Yeah.
I think I might just again kind of talk about travel maybe and UI and software engineering like this. All right. So second story will be probably just super short one. This website keeps kind of the links to blogs here keep popping up in my LinkedIn feed. I have no idea who is behind this. The only detail I was able to figure out it's I guess owner is located somewhere in Europe just because where domain is registered.
Mm.
Um, so this is collection of random blog posts. They seem to be kind of slightly basis maybe leaning because there are a
Mm.
lot of details about basis type transactions.
Mm.
There is also some
Mm.
stuff about development. I found some of them are actually pretty useful. I found some information I actually didn't know before. So I
Mm.
will just do probably some highlights of some posts that
Mm.
I found kind of
I,
informative here. Yeah,
I I like that because I feel like I have seen like my Google searches pop this
yeah,
site in them occasionally.
yeah,
So yeah, this whoever this person or people is deserve a shout out for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, and yeah. Good thing you mentioned search because when you search, there are lots of rather shady websites that
Oh,
come
they
up. They can
suck.
be either people just shamelessly stealing posts from SAP community, or people just post some nonsense, or it's
Yeah.
like some kind of sales marketing type
Yeah.
run by consulting company. So, and I honestly I enjoy this minimalistic vibe here that usually actually pretty good sign. So, interesting site. Yeah, some good content here. Then third story, this is kind of last minute for me, and I'm still not sure if I might change it for something if something else comes up. But currently, I do plan to write about the subject. So really good question on Reddit. It's a long question, so yeah, if someone is reading from screen, we will have a link to this as well.
Mm.
So feel free to read it in whole. But I kind of highlighted the important part here. So person is talking about we had a good code review and they were puzzled by how it went on. So and they're questioning, aren't we trying to find ways to improve and learn as coders? None of the seniors that were part of the review spoke up. Instead, the approach of it was nested loops in that case. And the approach of get it done, dirty copy and paste the code from other parts, and it was met with acceptance and treated as normal. So I couldn't hold myself, of course, and chimed in with with hugely long like comment somewhere at the bottom here. So there actually
Hold
other
me back, bro.
yeah
Hold me
like
back.
like hold my beer like hold my Cosmo, bro. So should not seeing here, so pretty weird, but I will find it. So, so yeah, that's should be my response
The,
somewhere here. And
so for
yeah,
my clarity, does external mean like a third party consultant that's working at this guy's or this person's shop, or what does external mean?
yeah, I actually was confused about that too, and that's in my comment because I don't really understand what external is. It does sound like it's probably like yeah, external consultants.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
other comments understood it as well. But yeah, but honestly, I think this question we can ignore like external part to
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
honest. I think it applies to I think development in general. So I really like good good questions because they start good discussions, and there was some good discussion here as well, like comments from others, etc. Um, I did I will try to summarize my pretty long comment here. It, I think there is an issue with just general kind of enshittification of everything,
Yeah.
and I think development is just prone to the same issue
Mm.
where it's like everything is profit, faster,
Hmm.
faster, and
Hmm.
quality just goes out the window.
Yep.
And development is a craft essentially. People sometimes talk about it as combination of science and math, but I honestly think craft describes it best.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because it's like crafting like some objects like I don't know cutlery or some
There's artistry involved.
yeah
There's
yeah
yeah.
yeah yeah, exactly. But if you take like any craft or like baking, I always use an example. Yeah, like you can create like amazingly decorated cakes and cookies if it's one or two or three. When it's a matter of scale or a matter of speed, then of course, quality kind of it's super difficult to maintain, of course. Um, but I mean, not code cannot be, of course, directly compared to that because not every company needs like a wedding cake equivalent of the code. It's usually actually mass-produced stuff, but at the same time, we cannot just completely discard quality as we go because we all, I think, as consumers, see how this ends usually when it goes to
Mm,
kind of mass production,
mm.
and I really don't want to again write another like old lady yells at clouds article.
Hmm.
So I think I will rather focus maybe on potential solutions rather than just talking like how everything is crap and just going downhill from there with AI and everything. So
Yeah.
I do have some thoughts about what there are people who want like this person who is asking who want to do things better and there are
Hmm.
actually many of them.
Yeah.
I think we just need to kind of find each other and just do something, and I think we will have success maybe kind of getting on our side many other people. We will never get everyone kind of on our side ever. I mean,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
fine. I mean, there will still be people who are there for the money who couldn't care less, and that is kind of I made peace with that fact.
Mm.
But I think we still can make good effort, and there are specific ways to do that, to kind of encourage others and inspire, as much as I hate this word, to do better. So yeah, so that's okay. Climbing climbing
That's a
clumsily.
this is a good one because there's a partial dovetail with this
Mm.
with one of the ones that I
Oh,
kind of
awesome.
have plucked out. It's not like super tight, but
Yeah,
there's some relationship there.
yeah.
Um, so let me get started here. First of all, you might have seen me like look at my keyboard real quick and type. This is what I was talking about.
Mm.
This is the old man of the lake. This is in Crater Lake. There's a log that has been floating vertically for like
Wow.
130
Damn it.
years.
I have to
Yeah.
go back. I'm sure I've seen it.
I don't even know how you like find it. I don't know if people track it
Mm.
during the day or whatever. But like there's just a I when I first heard about it, I was like, "What?" But yeah, so it's like it was people have known about it since 1896
Wow.
and like it's still floating
Still there.
this way. Yeah. Um
Wow.
anyway, so yeah, next when
Yeah.
you go back to Oregon, um check out or we go back to Crater Lake, check that out.
Awesome.
Um okay. So let's jump first. Let me get the AI thing out of the way.
Mm.
Because we talked about how AI is eating the universe, and this is it. This is like this is where I've been kind of like not it's not shit posting, but I've been kind of like poke posting SAP a little bit. Like if it's me, nobody really cares, so it doesn't really matter. But when I think about like because I spend a lot of my time doing AI stuff, and I work at a startup where we're doing AI stuff meshed together with ABAP development
Mm.
and SAP development. And like when I see things like what I'll show you here, it just lights up for me how there's still like a disconnect between like the SAP world and the rest of the world. And it
Mm.
like when I moved my career from outside SAP into SAP, I was like it was like it was like through the looking glass kind of
Mm.
thing to see how like I like I thought I was like this young person who was like completely wet behind the ears and didn't know anything about anything when I first started in SAP stuff. But then I stepped through the looking glass and I got into the SAP world and I would realize like, okay, there's a lot of stuff here, of course, that I'm like, what the hell is this? But the other way around was also like all the stuff that I had done on the outside world that felt like, oh, this is how kind of tech supposedly works, had not even close to cracked through the SAP universe. It was like there was like a hard like it was like in Back to the Future when the car goes push, 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 and it like does
Yeah.
the time like it was like when I got into SAP world, it was like there was the flaming tire marks and the spinning license plate of like how did I get here? What's happening, right?
Yeah.
And so they so anyway, to go back to the moderate poking I do with SAP of this stuff is that like this is a piece about the Joule for ABAP stuff that just kind of came out and
Mm.
whatever, and that basically nobody has been able to use yet. Essentially, nobody has been able to use.
Yeah.
Right? So SAP publishes this feature July 9th, which is 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Um, and they talk about February 2025 introducing Joule, and
Yes.
then they link to a white paper. So this
Mm.
this white paper is linked in a thing published July 9th, and the white paper was written in March. And there are graphs and charts in here from July of last year. And the thing that I want to say is with the speed of how AI is changing, this is worthless data.
Yeah.
This is completely worthless. Like, how has it helped you in the last 12 months when the answer was given a year
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
Where so the person's thinking about the year prior to that, that means nothing compared to
Yeah.
what's available and possible now, right? So
Yeah.
like my only thing is, and this will be maybe a shorter little piece, whatever, but like I'm doing a little bit of shit posting of SAP on LinkedIn that nobody cares, right? But like SAP, please, for the love of God, go faster with this. This is not the right speed for this stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you got people in the ecosystem who are excited about stuff and they want to go on and do things, they're not using your tools. They're using other things to do it. So just be aware that that's what's going on. SAP, I guess, is my
Yeah.
final
And
thing.
honestly, I don't know how. And I see the author name. It's not some random marketing person. It's a person who really should know better. And
Mm.
they're saying recent white paper. I mean recent in like
Yeah,
in
just
sense of humanity's history. It's
yeah,
very recent in terms of AI. It isn't. And again, like you said, data survey 2024 data for
like
the last year, and it's kind of making this paper sound like it's maybe about Joule, and it really isn't. It's just
yeah,
it's essentially like fluff piece. And why do you bother posting this? I don't understand, honestly. To generate some noise about Joule, just post a video of a real
yeah,
life just grab like go to any customer site, grab any like ABAP developer there, like and grab like two better, like experienced developer, junior developer, grab them, put them in front of the camera with someone from SAP who actually has access to Joule, and have a video with them together with them, and just poke around. That
yeah,
would be, I guarantee, to be smashing success. I bet we would write about this. People would
yeah,
talk about this. Don't like no one needs
yeah.
another
This
fluff piece
is
about this. It's
I
it's honestly just
this
just don't. Just why? Why
yeah.
why do
This
you
is
bother?
like maybe the gentle way of saying this is like, Sonia, like this is probably a waste of your time
Yeah.
to write this
Honestly,
up. Like
yeah.
again, like this is to like this. She's the senior VP at SAP and head of BTP ABAP. Like
Seriously.
you probably have better things to do. Make a
Yeah.
video. Like Yelena's suggestion is perfect. I know that this person will never see this video. Of course, they're not going to see this video.
Yeah.
But like my shout to the wind is like go faster and don't don't publish old things. And actually, given what we hear, I want to do my old man complain thing that I'm not going to write a story about, but I'm really pissed off about. Is that, and I did this before, but
Mm.
there was SAP Press, which I have enjoyed a ton of material from SAP Press.
Mm,
like in terms of the books and the learning, like I have learned a lot of things from
mm,
things I've bought from SAP Press. Like that brand should be protected and well, I mean, I'm not a shareholder, but like if you're a shareholder or somebody who works there, you should protect the brand. You should like put
mm,
quality things out there. And like I pointed this out on another thing maybe a year ago or something like that, and they did it again. I'm sure they've done it more. They AI slopped like an
mm,
official blog post. Like, and like if you like, I don't even want to read the stuff. If you read this, you will have the equivalent of like a static TV in your head, like
mm,
because there's like no information. But like SAP Press, I'm calling you out in front of all 11 viewers of this video or however many it will be, right? Stop doing this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. If you are using an LLM to write a story, which I this is, just don't do it. It's like I didn't like, you can't learn anything from like slop like this.
yeah.
There's like repeated statements that are like just tuned a little bit wrong. There's like there's like every time I see something like unified data access and governance, I want to like shout because it's like it's the most generic, useless sentence in the world,
Mm,
right? The like the whole thing is full of generic, useless sentences. Just please, please stop. Improve your brand, improve the stuff you put out. Don't put this out. It's just bad. That's all I want to say. Rant
yeah.
over. Okay. So I talked about Jewel and Abop. I should have done that last because now I'm like, "Ugh." But okay. So, but let me go back. So this is the one that actually connects to a little bit to what you were talking about, Yelena, which is, and just like you, I have been like, every now and again, I crib from this martinfowler.com stuff because I
Mm,
really like that he and his team, the way they write stuff there. The title of this piece and the way this is expert generalists,
mm,
which is this really cool concept, which I think a lot of us have kind of encountered. Maybe we didn't have these words for it, but we've encountered, which are the people who have the people who are good at spanning across multiple skills.
mm,
And that's a different thing than like being a real super deep expert at like a particular thing or two, right?
mm,
And I'm not saying that either of those two categories is like better or worse or whatever, but like there is definitely a super good usefulness to this expert generalists category, which is like spanning these skills. And honestly, I think and I have to agree with this statement here. There's a big piece, so I'll talk more about this. But this bit right here, we think becomes more valuable. This skill, expert
mm,
generalists, becomes more valuable with LLMs and AI tools in the profession. And I think that especially is very true because there's like I think folks like this develop very good like general taste for things.
mm,
And so if you are getting like sort of options presented to you from AI, like one thing I do when I am like using AI coding tools like Claude Code or things like that, I literally run two of them side by side. I give them the same like prompt. I have like two little repositories on my computer, and I give Claude Code with two different directories the same thing, and one of them will just be better. And I have to use my taste as a developer and as a just what I for what I want to be like, okay, Claude, you did this here and you did this here. I'm gonna throw away this one and I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna go further with this one, right? That kind of skill, that taste skill of like, I said what I want and I got what I want and I want to do more with that. That is, I think, key to this expert generalist persona
mm.
getting out in the world in a big way. Um, there's also like the AI tools are getting better. I gotta stop talking about AI.
Again,
Dang it.
AI.
Dang it.
Again.
Okay, so
Damn it, Paul.
I'll turn off the AI thing and I'll just say I'll focus on not the AI stuff with this. God, I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna make it through. Um, but the concept of broad set of skills which you have integrated across each other is so incredibly valuable that it's unreal.
Yeah.
AI or not.
Yeah.
And so this piece about this is what I'll pluck a couple of pieces from it because it's like it's relatively long. It's good, but it's relatively long for I guess for the modern era anyway. It's relatively long.
Yeah.
Um, but I love the idea.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like for some reason in SAP world, the generalist concept has not caught on for some reason, even though
yeah,
there are people like that and there is a need for people like that. But I think purely people who hire like SAP people, they have problem understanding this concept.
yeah,
And some of the generalists, they I think are hiding behind architect titles sometimes.
yeah.
Because it's funny enough, I actually had like SAP generalist on my business card around
Oh,
20,
nice, nice.
2017 or so, um, because I couldn't really define like what I was doing because I was worked at a company, at a customer company, and I was doing configuration, development, security, everything, just because we didn't have
Yeah,
enough people. So I kind of like whatever you, you need me to do, I can do in SAP. But in terms of getting like hired and finding a job like this, it it proved kind of
yeah,
pointless because people would look at it like, but but who are you, like functional or like developer?
yeah,
Because they
yeah,
still would try to kind of pigeonhole you into specific categories that
yeah,
they're
yeah.
used to. There is really just there is just kind of no concept, and I don't think anyone is promoting that, which I think it's a pity, to be honest,
It
because
is.
I
Yeah.
agree it's really useful.
Every time I see like a job post for like some like sort of leaf level, just like SAP developer or integration person or whatever,
Yeah,
and it will list off a bunch of the standard acronyms, fine, whatever. But then it will say prefer you to have experience in IS oil or
yeah, yeah,
insurance. But like at some point, at some level, it's like who who cares about that?
yeah,
You're hiring for a person who can glue technology together.
yeah. Solve
Like
problems.
you're yeah, like like any difference between a person who has all of the acronyms plus IS oil, for example, or whatever, and the same person who doesn't have that, in like a month, they'll be the same person.
Yeah,
So yeah, maybe not
yeah,
a month, but it's going to be relatively soon before like you got the same thing out of it. Because like, unless you're asking for somebody to invent that module, like that knowledge is less important than the other qualities of the person you need to hire for
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so expert generalists. Finally, the other thing is Stack Overflow is getting some updates.
Mm,
And I think it's been long overdue, just in term like not in terms of what the design of the updates is, but
mm,
just in general, Stack Overflow has been like kind of circling the drain a little bit, you know, both in terms of like I think the culture got a little out of hand with some of the
yeah,
moderators and things like that, but also like it's kind of felt a little stagnant, you know?
mm,
Uh and so because I was around because I was a huge follower of the two guys who founded Stack Overflow, Joel Spolsky and Jeff Atwood. I followed both their blogs. That was how I found out about that they were building Stack Overflow.
mm,
So I've been watching Stack Overflow from the very beginning of Stack Overflow, and I loved it for so long, and then it started to sort of do that same thing for me of like, I don't know, I don't really like hanging out here anymore, you know?
mm,
And like my like hope is that that a new era with a new vision and mission for the future of the Stack Overflow community, that there can be some kind of difference here, right? That can sort of resurrect some piece of it. Because I think there were some really cool things that
mm,
were there for a while that maybe got lost or whatever, and that needs a like an injection of like a kick in the pants to get
mm,
back to some of that stuff.
yeah,
So I'll just go through and of course there are AI things here. I'll just pick the non-AI things for the updates of it, right?
mm,
Uh, to kind of highlight some of the stuff that's coming with this. But yeah, I'm sort of excited. I don't find myself going to Stack Overflow much anymore,
Hmm.
but I think if a Google search or a ChatGPT search turns up Stack Overflow, maybe I'll
Yeah.
be more inclined to stick around a little bit if I find a link that helps me do this, that, or whatever that I'm
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah. And SAP community website, by the way, it has been kind of keeping an eye on Stack Overflow for a while because it suffered um, from similar issues there. It's really difficult to keep balance between like having decent content and conversation and also being inclusive because it's always like
Yeah.
people eventually as any platform that has been there for a while, you build a group of people who have been there. They, they're kind of it's their home, and then there are new people, and you need to keep those both of those groups in mind. But they kind of tend to clash when regarding a view on like what they want to see in the
Yeah.
platform. And I find it kind of also a little bit, I don't know, it's a combination of hypocrisy and catch-22 there because people complain like, oh, Stack Overflow, like, okay, so it has like maybe incorrect information, there's garbage, but then well, but then also say, oh, I cannot post my questions there. They are just closing it because it's duplicate or it's like not research. Well, you need to keep a somehow to keep a balance there. I don't know how exactly. I mean, if I knew how, I would probably be very rich. But
Yeah.
there, it's always difficult to balance that. Questions that are like bleh, like that should go to Google,
Yeah.
and having really passionate group of people who would help those who are new to this platform and to technology and development. So yeah.
I just had a genius idea.
Ooh,
This is how we make $1 trillion. Okay.
awesome.
Here's what we do. We make a new thing like Stack Over, like SAP community, whatever that thing is. And like you build it up to that point of where there's too much riffraff,
Mm,
right?
mm.
In the sections or whatever. And then you build another thing where the cool kids can like migrate to. And then
Yeah.
when the riffraff moves over there, you just send the cool kids back to the other one, right? And then when the riffraff comes over there, you just send the cool kids back to the other, like, so you can just have it kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that solves the community problem. Probably
Yeah.
not, but you know.
It could be like campaign levels, like in games as well. Like you need to go through like first campaign, then you learn stuff, and then you go to the next campaign. So
Yeah.
by the way, I just want to it's unusual that I go back to sharing my stuff
Yeah.
just for a second. So because you were talking about AI slop, etc. And I hate that with passion. And honestly, I think we have reached the saturation point where everyone I think should seriously just reconsider posting this because
Yeah.
people don't want to read this. Clearly, there is so
Yeah.
much pushback from readers that like no one is interested. I even posted somewhat jokingly on LinkedIn that just share your prompt, just give us a prompt and we'll see
Yeah.
your prompt and
That's
save everyone time. So,
honestly,
but
that would distill so
yeah,
much. Oh my God, that's a good idea.
and we know LinkedIn is just full of all this AI slop, and now even for SAP press get affected. Even like SAP, no one is safe anymore except for our newsletter, which is still made by humans. But so this is recent post like from Tuesday on SAP community. This is you can see this is AI generated, like
Yeah.
from the emojis and bold
From
font.
the
It's
start. Yep.
like finest chat GPT crap. And there is like stuff here. And you can see there is a comment from from community manager. Oh, like I've added like GI and user tag. I think it's safe to go to the next stage where probably just don't allow this stuff. Honestly, it's not, and I don't care about like assisted content. Assisted is totally different thing because I get
Totally different.
assisted all the time. I mean,
Totally
English is
different.
not my first language, so I ask ChatGPT to proofread my text, but I always have to keep a watchful eye that it doesn't change anything in my writing, so that would affect the my thoughts. Everyone, so assisted is not a problem is Gen AI like produced content. Clearly
Yep.
this person
Yep.
didn't read like anything of it, like stupid hashtags, etc. And yeah, of course, I chimed in here with slight like corrections. I mean, it isn't right. It's honestly nonsense. You can find all this information online easily if you're interested. You can find much more if you're interested. So I don't understand. Honestly, I would just remove this post and honestly consider just banning this person for a lifetime for doing this. I think we need to push back even more kind of strongly. So
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe we should build like anti Gen AI generated slope alliance or something like that. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
All right, so old man and woman yell at Gen AI slope segment con- concluded successfully. All right, so if you stuck around with us so long, so thank you so much for watching and for commiserating. And yeah, if you want to join our alliance, feel free to drop us a comment. And as
Se-
always,
Send
yeah,
us a fax. Yeah.
yes, yes, send us a fax, Telegram, anything. Right, so thank you so much, and as always, subscribe and like and comment. Buy us coffee. We don't mind if you would like to support our channel and newsletter. And yeah, read the stories next week, and we will see you again in a couple of weeks probably with similar video. Thank you, everyone. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Bye.